Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I know it has been quite a while since I uploaded a video, but today I thought I want to do something really cool. Something I always want to do for the longest time, and finally I get a chance to do it. So I think it will be a really fun video to document the whole process. So yeah, so today I want to talk about DNA profiling and look into your own health and your own ethnicity background. So a little bit of background about me. I was born in China, grew up in the States, but for the longest time I always thought I'm 100% Chinese because we came from the northern part of China, and I don't think there's a lot of foreigners there back then. But over the years, some of my relatives they tell me like, actually you should look into your bloodlines because there is a possibility of there might be some kind of Mongolian blood in my family, but we don't have any proof, just rumors. So when the DNA profiling products came into the market, I thought it would be a really cool thing to find out whether or not I'm 100% Chinese or there's something like a little mix in me. It'll be something cool to know. But actually the DNA profiling, it can do a lot more than just telling your own what's your makeup of your DNA. But it actually tell you more about your health as well as even your habits, which is kind of interesting. So today I was very lucky I can get to try Gene Life. This is a company located in Singapore, but I think they are mainly from Japan. So what it does is it will tells you a lot of things about your health, your run on. So yeah, and not only it will tell you obviously your so once you get the package, you will get a form. Okay, try to not review too much. So this form you will sign, and it will ask you about your personal information. That, but don't worry, it will not be sold to a third party. And you will have all the privacy statements in here. I did look through them, and looks like my DNA information will be safe with them. So yeah, so you could get a form and your private statements, you can look through that in detail, and you will get a you will get, I will not show you with this because it has my personal information on that. You'll get a little card which will show you, okay, let me see if I can, a security card. You get a security that belongs to you, and you can go to the website to kind of pull off your results. Collecting apparatus, because it is collecting saliva, so you will be spitting into this, and they have a little walkthrough for that. And you can also download the app, the Gene Life 3.0. So by downloading I filmed this today. Obviously later on I will not show you how anyway, so I'll show that I will send this out, and in about 4 weeks, so you can then I'll film my results when I see it in about 4 weeks time. So
3 weeks later.
hi, so 4 weeks has been passed since I submitted Gene Life DNA profiling. So today, actually 3 days ago, I have got the result. It's quite interesting. You receive your test result. Your app will show up as your test is ready. Things I kind of find out are quite interesting, that is I'm not aware of. Although the test is very comprehensive, so there's many things that I would test. So for a time, I will just go through the few things that really stands out. I find it's extremely interesting. So there is a few part of the test that sometimes talk about your behaviors. Yes, DNA actually can do a particular amount of behavior, and as well as your physique, body shape, as well as what kind of a nutrition deficiency, what kind of risk you have, and the most interesting one is what's your ethnicity composition. So I'll go through that. I will look into 3 areas. That's quite interesting. So number 1 is the general behavior aspect, and number 2 is the high risk, like what kind of disease and conditions I'm more prone to, and number 3 is the mitochondria group, which is will tell me what's my ethnicity composition. So I find that's very interesting to share. Okay, so let's dig in. Okay, so first of all, they give me quite a long list of things. So what I did is I actually pick out things that really stands out, such as the drinking behavior. Yes, it does tell you about your drinking behavior. I have a high tendency to develop alcoholism. The reason they said I have a high tendency to develop such a addiction behavior is because on myself, I have a kind of high level of enzyme to break down on alcohol. So in a way is I can drink more, but I don't feel buzzed, I don't feel high, because my body has this ability to break down the enzyme more sufficiently compared to time. So that means there's a chance of me developing high dependency on alcohol, because I have higher tolerance to that, which makes sense. So something definitely keeping in mind that not that I really drink a lot, I'm not even considered a social drinker at all, but it's something really good to keep in mind. Okay, so another thing is I also have tendency to hoarding. I find that extremely interesting because how the DNA test can tell you actually have tendency to hoarding. So apparently there's a certain genes that is really hoarding. So you always have the fear of not enough, or you have constantly have the urge to stock up in case things run out. So always keep in mind. So next time when I go shopping, I must keep that in mind. Don't get everything on the shelf, or shopping more on my shopping list. I also have a less sensitivity towards pain. So this is quite interesting because I always thought I have a high sensitivity towards pain. So maybe is all psychological, I guess. So maybe next times when I think about something painful, I should, think about what my DNA says about. My exercise ability is considered low. So that means anything aerobic performance-wise, I have a low ability to achieve. So for my pole dance instructors, if you're watching this, it's really not my fault. I couldn't get the move done. It's in my genes, so I have a tendency of not able to perform aerobically well. So it's not because I was lazy, because genetically I just couldn't do it. My math ability is low as well. So if any of you guys thinking as an Asian, I have a high capacity, high mathematic ability, that's totally wrong. Apparently it's low in myself, which I agree, because math and physics is never my strongest suit. Okay, my hearing ability is also low as well. This is interesting because I guess when I get older, I will have tendency to have poor hearings. Yeah. All right, so moving on to the second aspect. So remember I talked about that my family has a long history of diabetes and hypertension, so I'm a little bit concerned about if that's something that will happen to me. So it turns out my type 2 diabetes, the high risk for type 2 diabetes is considered low, so that's very good. But I do have a high tendency to get hypertension. Also a high tendency of a chronic kidney disease. Regarding of cancer, I have high risk of cancer will be something I should really consider, because my grandfather died of lung cancer, but he was a very, very, very heavy smoker to begin with. So I never touched cigarette in my entire life. So I hope that will reduce my risk of lung cancer. I also have a high risk in bladder cancer as well, which is very interesting. Nobody in my family have run into the same issue, so that's something to look out for too. Okay, so going to talk about my ethnicity background. So for this test, it only tell me what is called a mitochondria group. My test, I'm considered is a mitochondria F. So there's a list of a group of where all these genetic blueprints where they come from. So now you know. So actually most of Han Chinese, I am ethnically considered Han Chinese, has this mitochondria group, as well as people living in Eastern Asia and Southeast Asia as well, and also Siberia. So that will make sense with the Siberia. But if you look back, the mitochondria group could be well traced back to ancient Egypt, and then if you go back there, it will be from Africa. So that will be something interesting to know with my ethnicity background. But the good thing is I was able to pinpoint what my high risk regarding of disease, cancers, what type of cancer are more prevalent to. So that's very helpful. So if you get a chance to check it out and think it's something nice to find out, so you can adjust your lifestyle accordingly. So thank you again to tuning into my channel. I know I haven't been put out videos very frequently, but if you're tuning in, stay to the end. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.